it's Shani with Wild at Heart, and I'm going to teach you how to trim your cat's claws. So, calling all toe beans. Trimming your cat's claws can have a lot of benefits, but most of those benefits are for humans, and so we need to remember that when we're trimming our cat's claws. There is a way to teach your cat how to accept a claw trimming and not be super traumatized by it. There are people who say, you know what, there's just things that we have to do and they'll just be traumatized for a little bit and then they'll get over it. And I just don't subscribe to that. So let's turn an event that they don't like into something positive by using things that they really love. In this video, you will see my cat, Sweet Pea. She is almost 15 years old and she is like just sassy, and I love her so much. And sassy is not a negative thing because I'm sassy myself, so I think that we're a pretty good match. But I say that because I want you to know that if Sweet Pea doesn't want to do something, she doesn't do it. She uses her claws, she's not scared of using her claws, and she's not scared of biting. So there isn't a lot of things that I could even force this cat to do. So for me to be able to teach a cat like Sweet Pea on how to accept a claw trimming, it's a really good example of how effective this process is. Because Sweet Pea is the type of cat, if she doesn't want it, she's not gonna do it. Now, please realize that this is gonna be a longer process. So what I filmed is across several days. You can certainly get to a couple steps in one day, but you don't wanna rush it. There's gonna be some cats that are gonna be really mellow and just let you trim their claws, and you may be able to skip a couple steps, but there's gonna be some cats that are gonna be more resistant, and so take it at their pace. You don't wanna rush these steps. You want it to always be positive, never negative. So at the first sign of annoyance or irritation, you're stopping, you're rewarding them, and you're walking away. You're letting them walk away. You always want to end on a good note. So after every session, no matter how long or short, I always give a big reward at the end, no matter how they react. If you reprimand them, you yell at them, or you yourself get annoyed, you're just teaching them that this is a process that's really irritating to both of you, and they're not gonna wanna do it with you. So you need to keep it super, super positive. Just be patient, take deep breaths, and know that you are gonna get there, and it's gonna become so much easier the more you do it. The first thing we're gonna do is we're going to desensitize their cute little toe beans. And what I like to do is just to start petting their favorite places, and then work down, touch their paw, touch their paw. You're immediately rewarding that because a lot of times cats do not like their paws touched. So you're desensitizing and counter conditioning. You're pairing the touch with scratches they really like. And we're just lightly touching. You can see she's annoyed. Once she gets annoyed, I'm gonna stop touching and just give her the reward. Again, we don't have the clippers out to start. She loves treats. If your cat loves treats, that's a good thing.
Don't try to grab their paws from the front. It's their natural instinct to just back away when you try to do that.
Generally, when you grab a cat's leg, they're gonna move back. And so if you're behind them and you have them squeeze between your legs lightly, it's just easier for you. Because eventually when I do cut her nails, I'm gonna reach down and be doing it like this. First, I'm just gonna give her a treat, no expectations. I'm gonna grab her paw, just do a light squeeze, and then give her the treat. All we're doing is we're squeezing the toe beans and then immediately giving her the treat. Let her know, one little squeeze on the paw, she immediately gets a treat. Other paw, squeeze, treat. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And that's it. We're only going to do it a few times, and then we're going to let them leave and do what they do. And I'm going to squeeze her paws a little bit, retract her nails. And she's purring the whole time because she's getting the loveys that she wants, even though she might be a little annoyed. I'm going to reach down, squeeze, give her a scratch. Again, we're not even attempting to cut the nails yet. We're just desensitizing them to the touch. Done. One of the things you want to do is just to introduce the clippers. Let your cat see the clippers. Let them smell the clippers. We're not going to do anything with them. We're just letting them be with the clippers so they recognize them. It's a non-threatening thing. And we're pairing that with loveys. You might want to pair it with some treats. The next step would be to grab the clippers and hold them and present them with touching their paws. And again, we're not doing anything. And then eventually you just want to do this, and that's it. Just touch and release. It's just getting them used to seeing the clippers, you holding the clippers, and then the clippers touching their paws. So again, she's getting a lot of loveys. I'm going to grab her paw. I'm going to continue to scratch. I'm going to put some pressure and to actually squeeze. So we're releasing her claws. The clippers are present. I'm not clipping yet. We're just desensitizing and counter conditioning her to all of these motions before we actually do it. All of it's going to be super positive, super easy. I'm not restraining her. I'm not holding her down. And if she wants to leave, she can leave. Good girl. Once I'm ready to actually start trimming her nails, I'm going to get her most favorite treat, which is these little pieces of tuna. I'm going to direct her so her back is to me. And then I have my clippers ready. So I'm just gently straddling her. I'm not putting any weight on her body. I'm going to put the treat down first, grab a claw, trim, and then immediately reward her. Good girl. And verbally. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to put one down, grab a claw. It's okay, mama. Trim, and then reward. You might not be able to do all the claws at once, depending on your cat's threshold. I'm putting the treat down, grabbing a claw, good girl, trimming, and then immediately rewarding.
I'm always really conservative when I trim my cat's nails. I just do the tip. I don't get anywhere near the quick. Please, please be careful when you're trimming your cat's claws.
You may be able to do all the claws at one time. You may be able to do just one claw. You don't want to push it. You want to keep it super positive. And if it takes you 2 days, that's okay. At the end, I'm going to give her all the treats. Give her a big reward at the end. Get up, release her. Make sure she's able to get those treats. Next time she's going to be excited to get her nails clipped. Maybe, but in the end, she's getting super tasty treats. It's not a big restraint. It's not something that's super scary. It's actually pretty positive. And it's so much better for both of you. It doesn't have to be super stressful for you or your cat. Good job. You did it. Good job. Good job. Good job.
As always, let's keep cats wild at heart. Let's respect their boundaries and let's be patient with them. Thank you so much for watching and for caring about cats. Like, follow, and subscribe. Bye, y'all.